Tell me about yourself. My name is Ben Kantrowitz. I'm a freshman here at Temple University, studying entrepreneurship and corporate innovation at the Fox School of Business. I was born and raised in Rivervale, a small town in northern New Jersey, about 20 minutes out of New York City. I graduated from Pascagoula Valley High School with a 3.63 GPA and as president of my school's investment club with leadership roles in DECA and Habitat for Humanity. And I was also involved in volunteer work in the Jewish community at my local YJCC. For my family life, my mother's a Spanish teacher and my father's always been a stockbroker, but he recently switched industries and is now managing Carousel Cakes, a local gourmet baked good business. For a lot of years, I've watched my father complain about the stresses of being in the financial industry. However, he's always managed to provide a comfortable life for my siblings and I, but I really know how much he disliked his job, and that made me want to pursue a different type of business-related career other than something in finance. I have two older siblings, David and Emma, both of whom have had a really great impact on my life thus far. I've always been interested in business ever since I started working with my grandfather at his retail carpet and design store in Paramus, New Jersey. He's really inspired me to want to become a successful business person and hopefully one day run a business of my own or take over his business when he wants to retire. As my friends and family could attest to, I consider myself a very approachable, outgoing, extroverted person who really cares about others and is always interested in meeting more people and making more friends. And aside from social aspects of my life, I'm also very goal-oriented and competitive. I work hard to accomplish goals for myself, both inside and outside of the classroom. For example, I'd always been an overweight kid in my life, and last year I just decided to make a change. I started eating healthier, being more conscious of my general health and well-being, and exercising way more intensely and way more frequently. And with hard work, time, and effort, I was able to lose 65 pounds in about 7 months, and I'm still keeping the weight off today. This is just one example of how when I set my mind to something and work hard to be successful at it, I will prevail. Tell me about a significant accomplishment in your life. So as I briefly went into detail in the previous question, last year I lost 65 pounds, and this was a huge accomplishment for me for many reasons. First, losing all of that weight really improved my self-confidence, which made me a happier and healthier person in general. I'm now able to feel way better about myself in everything that I do. It was such a rewarding feeling to be able to donate all of my old clothes that are now too loose and baggy on me and go shopping for smaller clothes. I was able to feel so good about myself, and anytime I doubt myself whether or not I will be able to stay in shape, I just remember that feeling and how happy I truly was. Next, I have always struggled with my weight, and in the past, any time that I would lose a bit of it, I would always gain it back immediately, and oftentimes gain back more weight as well. Despite the fact that being overweight is simply a part of my genetics, I refuse to use that as an excuse. Prior to this last year, I have never worked hard enough to change my body type, and it is as simple as that. I would always eat more than other people, never allowing my body time to realize that I wasn't even hungry anymore. But rather just eating to eat, my family would try and help me, but I was stubborn, and as much as I wanted to be thin, I was never willing to put in the work to actually lose the weight. Lastly, this was a major accomplishment for me because of coming to college. I wanted to come to college as confident, happy, and ready to take on the next 4 years as possible. And if I were still as heavy as I used to be, I truly believe that this would still be impacting me negatively on all different levels. I'm no longer worried about what people think of me, whereas in the past I have always been very self-conscious and worried that others would think negatively of me based on my appearance. Now I feel that I have all the tools necessary to succeed and have overcome one of the largest, most difficult obstacles I may ever be faced with. It was by no means an easy task, but every day I'm proud of myself and very happy that I chose to become a healthier person, both physically and mentally. Tell me about something you have learned in class. So far this semester has been a huge learning experience for me. I've realized that I'm very capable of much more than I ever knew, and I'm also smart and self-sufficient. In class this year, I've learned a lot about becoming a leader and what it takes to be a successful one. So earlier this afternoon, I was reading an article from the Journal and President Obama and how in his final world tour, he's been going around to United States allies and foreign world leaders, reassuring them on the United States' new leader, Donald Trump. And while President Obama may have always been incredibly in favor of Clinton winning the election. He understands his role as current president to do whatever is within his power to aid Trump as he takes office this January. Obama could go about his business in his final months, but as a proud American citizen and as the most powerful leader in our nation, he knows what the right thing to do is, and that's to put aside his differences with Trump, try his best to ensure our country that we'll all be safe in the hands of Mr. Donald Trump. This is because real leaders care more about their followers and helping people below them than they do about themselves and their own power. So to go back in topic, I've learned that this is just the best way to be a leader, to be a transformational leader. It's most effective, it's most efficient in order to lead a change. People need to be inspired and guided through forms of inspirational motivation and other acts of encouragement. And I believe, to go back to the article, that this is what President Obama has done in the last 8 years, and hopefully will try to rub off on President Trump, because he knows that right now, for a lot of the American people, they need to be inspired in order to feel confident with Trump as our next president. Regardless of my political stance, I understand that in order to unite your team, you need to be a strong leader both inside and out. And hopefully for our country, Trump can be that leader. So, just in conclusion, from class, I've learned about leadership, I've learned how important it is, and I've learned that to be a transformational leader, you have to do things outside of the office, better yourself as a person, and really care about the people that you're working with. And I hope that I can bring that to whatever I do in business one day.